The moving truck was parked crooked, one wheel kissing the curb, the other hanging out like a bad secret. Hazard lights blinked in lazy rhythm, the orange glow cutting through daylight that was far too kind for what was about to happen. The air smelled of dust and packing tape, cardboard boxes stacked like promises no one planned to keep. A roll of bubble wrap sat unraveled on the pavement, fluttering in the breeze. That useless kind of noise that fills silence when something feels wrong. Neighbors passed, nodding politely, assuming the chaos was domestic and harmless. Just another couple moving forward. But there was something off about it. Too quiet between the thuds. Too still for a Sunday that should have sounded like new beginnings. The hum of an idling engine, the faint echo of footsteps upstairs, all of it pretending to be ordinary. A Sunday dressed as normal life, trying too hard to convince me it was. My name's Claire, 32. I manage rental properties for a living, which means I can tell when someone's lying about a lease. Adam, my boyfriend, 34, dependable, logical, allergic to surprises, told me he'd be helping his sister move into her new flat today. I believed him. Why wouldn't I? He even sent the address. Said, "Don't bother coming, it's chaos." So naturally, I brought coffee and extra tape, a small gesture of support, a quiet check-in. Property managers are good at those. The building was glass-fronted, the kind that reflects everything back at you before letting you see inside. Through it, I saw a flicker of movement, 2 shapes. Then I realized one of them was him, Adam, his hands on another woman's face. A slow, unhurried kiss, not clumsy or guilty, practiced, familiar. The reflection made it worse, like I was watching a lie replayed on both sides of the glass. The same apartment his sister had just moved into. He told me he was helping her move. He didn't say which part of himself. He didn't move boxes. He moved boundaries. Here's what I know. Betrayal doesn't look like betrayal when you still believe them capable of love. I told myself I might have misread it. Maybe it wasn't a kiss. Maybe it was his sister's friend. Maybe glass distorts truth the same way fear distorts memory. I didn't confront him. Not that day. Instead, I waited. The way you'd test the foundation of a house before admitting it's cracked. Asked small, careful questions about how the move went, about his sister, about the new flat. He answered easily, effortlessly. Years of calm had trained him for that. Our life together was stable, functional, shared bills, meal prep, weekend TV, not passion, but predictability. A rhythm so smooth it could hide anything. He wasn't cruel. He was consistent. And that's why I didn't see it coming. That night, I studied his face across the dinner table, the way his fork clinked against the plate, the casual confidence of someone who doesn't think he's being watched. I wanted to find guilt, but all I saw was comfort. So I built my own story to match his calm. Maybe the kiss was platonic, a greeting. European, maybe. We have friends like that. Denial sounds ridiculous. Until it's the only language left that keeps your world intact. We met 3 years ago at a property inspection. He was renting a flat for his sister, said she needed a place that wouldn't fall apart without him. I was the manager, clipboard in hand, half bored, half distracted. He joked that taking care of his family was his part-time job. I laughed. He smiled like someone who'd finally been understood. He was grounded, charming in that quiet, capable way, a man who fixed things before they broke. I'd been tired of chaos back then, tired of people who needed saving and then resented you for doing it. Adam was different. He didn't make promises. He made plans. And I mistook that for safety. 2 years in, we moved into a townhouse I managed. I handled the lease. He handled the repairs. We built a system. 2 reliable adults running a household like a small company. Bills paid on time. Groceries stocked. Weekends predictable. We weren't dramatic. We were dependable. That's how you mistake stability for love, when nothing hurts enough to question it. He used to talk about his sister a lot. Said she was scatterbrained, relied on him too much. I used to find it sweet. A man who took care of people. The kind of man who'd always show up when you needed him. Once, I teased him about it. "You're too good at rescuing others," I said. He smiled, soft and distant. Maybe that's all I know how to do. I thought it was humility. Now I know it was prophecy. I didn't realize I was another rescue project, the kind he'd eventually abandon once it stopped feeling noble. A week before it happened, he mentioned that his sister had finally found a new flat. "She'll need help packing," he said, casual, like he was talking about weekend plans. I offered to come. He smiled, too gently. "She's shy about her space. You'd just get bored." It sounded reasonable, so I agreed, because love teaches you how to nod at things that don't quite make sense. The morning of, he left early. No breakfast. No goodbye kiss. Just the sound of car keys and purpose. He forgot his phone charger. A small detail, but one that would matter later. Around noon, I texted, "How's it going? Need anything?" No reply. An hour later, I called his sister. Voicemail. That's when the unease turned practical. I told myself I'd bring coffee, maybe some tape. A simple gesture, supportive, harmless. When I arrived, the moving truck was already there, hazard lights blinking. I saw him through the front window, not through curtains, but glass, clean and reflective enough to show two versions of the truth. His hands on another woman's face. Not hurried, not secretive, just comfortable. I didn't barge in, didn't scream. I left the coffee by the door and drove home in silence, trying to convince myself reflection could lie. That night, he came home smiling, arms sore. "She's finally settled," he said, opening the fridge like nothing had shifted. I hugged him back. Didn't mention the glass, didn't mention her. He smelled like cardboard and perfume. The scent of half-truths packed in boxes. Days passed, but the image wouldn't leave me. It kept replaying, not as memory, but as reflection. Every glass surface became a reminder. Shop windows, car mirrors, even the black screen of my laptop, all showing versions of that same moment. His hands, her face, the calm of someone caught mid-lie who doesn't know it yet. I told myself I wasn't obsessive, just curious. So one afternoon, on my way back from a property inspection, I drove past the apartment again. Professional interest. That's what I called it. The same woman's car was parked outside. Same spot, same comfort in staying visible. That evening, over dinner, I asked casually, "How's your sister adjusting?" He didn't look up from his plate. "Still unpacking? I might head there again tomorrow." "Need help?" I asked. He smiled, that soft, dismissive smile people use when they think they've trained you not to doubt them. "You've done enough." The next day I went back, but this time, during work hours, clipboard in hand, the armor of professionalism. I asked the building's landlord, someone I knew through the network, for a routine update on new tenants. He pulled up the record. The lease wasn't under his sister's name. It was hers. The woman from the glass. I stared at the screen, pulse steady, like reading an eviction notice written for my own sanity. I took a photo of the tenant list. No shaking hands, no tears, just documentation. That night he came home late, showered twice, smiled the way people do when they're managing guilt as if it's logistics. I waited until the house went quiet, then asked softly, "Whose apartment were you really moving into?" He froze mid-motion, eyes flickering through possible answers like files in a folder. "A friend's," he said finally. "My sister subleased it through her." The words were too smooth, too symmetrical. The truth shouldn't sound rehearsed. I said nothing else. He sighed, muttered, "You're overthinking again," and turned away. It's strange how lies make you feel crazy, while they make the liar feel calm. 6. Fallout, denial, spiral, confrontation. The sister's call sent 400 words. The night stretched longer after that. I'd lie awake, replaying conversations like surveillance footage, looking for clues I'd missed, words that had changed shape when I wasn't paying attention. By day, I tried to act normal. Dinner on time, bills paid. "How was your day?" said in a voice that almost sounded human. We went through the rituals of normalcy like two actors afraid of breaking character. The night stretched longer after that. I'd lie awake, replaying conversations like surveillance footage, looking for clues I'd missed, words that had changed shape when I wasn't paying attention. By day, I tried to act normal. Dinner on time, bills paid. "How was your day?" said in a voice that almost sounded human. We went through the rituals of normalcy like two actors afraid of breaking character. But something in me had begun to fray. Every quiet moment turned into interrogation. Every casual phrase felt like evidence. One night, unable to stop myself, I opened his sister's social media. She was posting photos from another city. New job, new friends, nowhere near here. My pulse didn't race. It just slowed. The next afternoon, I called her, pretending it was routine. Something about forwarding mail, confirming an address. She sounded cheerful, unsuspecting. "I moved last year," she said. "Adam never helped me." "Why?" Silence. The kind that rearranges the air between two people. "Oh," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Guess I mixed up timelines." We hung up, and I sat there, phone still warm in my hand, listening to the quiet like it was a confession. That night I tried again. "Adam," I said, "your sister didn't move. She hasn't for a year." He didn't look surprised, just tired. "I didn't want to hurt you," he said. "It was nothing serious." "Then why hide it?" "Because you'd make it serious?" I laughed. The kind of laugh that sounds like something cracking under pressure. "You mean honest?" He slept on the couch that night. By morning, we ate breakfast like colleagues, exchanging updates instead of affection. Infidelity doesn't always sound like shouting. Sometimes it just sounds like two people stirring coffee at opposite ends of the kitchen. 7. Collapse. Realization and loss. The empty apartment. Tishmo 400 words. Weeks later, he said he needed time to think. Not time apart. Not time away. Just time. The kind of word that sounds responsible when what you really mean is escape. He packed slowly. Books first, then clothes, as if he was testing how absence might look in stages. Moved a few things to a friend's place. I didn't ask which one. Didn't want the details. They always hurt more than the story. After that, I stopped calling him my boyfriend, even in my own head. The label didn't fit anymore. It sagged, stretched thin by too many excuses. Work became my refuge. Spreadsheets, lease renewals, late-night maintenance emails. There's comfort in order, in numbers that add up even when your life doesn't. A few weeks later, I had an inspection near that same apartment complex. Habit made me glance at the window, the one where I'd once seen everything I wasn't supposed to. It was empty now. No movement, no reflection. The landlord, friendly as always, mentioned it in passing. "That couple broke the lease early," he said. "Couple," I repeated, the word hitting like a receipt I hadn't asked for. I signed the paperwork with a steady hand, mask firmly in place. The professional tone of someone who's learned how to seal things off. When I got home, half the apartment was missing him. No goodbye note, no confrontation, just gaps. His toothbrush, his shoes, his reflection from the mirror. No drama, just deletion. The quiet efficiency of a man who thought absence was kindness. The strange thing about betrayal is that it doesn't echo. It absorbs sound. And the silence after hurts more than the act itself. Months passed. I moved out, found a smaller apartment, learned how to live without echoes. Same job, same routines, no new love, just quiet, the kind that doesn't demand performance. Then, one evening, a message. "Adam, can we talk?" I ignored it. He called. Once, twice, a third time. On the fourth ring, I answered. His voice cracked on my name, or maybe her name. "She's gone," he said. "Amelia, Emma, car accident. Last night." Silence. I felt nothing. Not joy, not pity. Just the cold neutrality of someone who already buried the relationship long before the funeral. He said, "I didn't know who else to call." And I thought, that's the thing. I was always your emergency contact. Never your choice. He started stopping by again after that, dropping things off, lingering longer each time, talking about grief like it was redemption. He said, it made me see what mattered. I let him talk. Didn't correct him. Didn't console. Once, when he texted, I noticed his phone still auto-corrected my name to Love. He never fixed it. He just reassigned it. He came back with guilt instead of flowers, calling it closure. But grief isn't repentance. It's just another way to stay selfish. She died. He came back. But ghosts don't haunt you for what they've lost. They haunt you for what they never earned.